guys.
Hello, welcome back.
See, episode 2, season 2.
Yeah, we're still here.
Still here,
recording.
thriving.
Yeah. Actually, this is
living.
our 10th episode.
Yeah, happy 10th episode, guys.
Happy 10th.
What a good round number in double digits.
I know.
So today, we thought we'd just make this one again, like the last one, a bit more personal, a bit more of like what we're doing now that we've finished uni. Because we've just finished.
Yeah. Kind of like where we're like at. Like, obviously, hopefully you got to know us a bit more from last week's episode. Just in like a random kind of way.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it because we loved filming it.
Yeah, it was actually really fun. Like, it was just like lighthearted and fun. And
I felt like almost like we weren't recording, like we were just chatting and there was a mic there instead of us thinking about what we're going to say, because obviously in the advice ones we do like to sort of have a plan, don't we?
Yeah.
But that one was just like we hadn't even read.
It's kind of nice just to like be a bit more free with it and like not so like stuck to a plan.
It's nice.
Like, it's really
nice.
So yeah, obviously we're finished uni with the 3 years are done, so it's kind of like we're kind of at that time.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's just a weird, we touched on it last time, but we're so led in a path of like academic, and now we're just like, oh my
pressure.
God,
like
I
was saying to Kez, like I'll explain later on because something in my life's changed like quite dramatically recently. And I was thinking like it's actually quite nice to have no pressure for the first time in such a long time. Yeah. Like just to be able to kind of just live and not have like just something over you.
See, I'm jealous because that is not me. But this is what this is the episode. We've made a little coffee. We're just going to sit here. We're together again. We're just going to sit and chat and you can just listen to our problems. And maybe you guys can help us. This new season is just life after uni. And we can't be given advice on this because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, like we don't know. So it's going to be kind of just like a follow on with us. And hopefully we'll still help because I think, well, when you hear about what I've currently got planned, I think it will help you feel a bit more chill. I mean,
just hearing our experiences might help you, and it might inspire you to do different things. And we're also going to like touch on life after uni in the sense of like graduation and things like that. So we're going to go into all of that in other episodes. Yeah. But today's episode is just basically where we are now, like what's going on
so far with like our current September plans.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoy. Okay, so we think we're going to do this in... Obviously, I know the answers to these questions that I'm going to ask Ellie, but...
Because I've been venting to you.
Yeah, but I'm going to ask Ellie just so it kind of gives some direction so she doesn't miss anything out of her plans. So I'll start with the day you left uni. In fact, I'm going to take it back to when we're at uni because realistically, the job search, the panic masters, the stress starts... About second term in third year?
In third year, yeah. But everybody around you kind of starts, like, you start hearing about, like, applications for masters and you start hearing people applying and then everything kind of starts to kick off, doesn't it? And you're like, shit, like, what am I going to do? Yeah. Like, I need to get thinking, I need to get on it.
So what did you think you were going to do in second term, third year?
Okay, so I thought I'd always wanted to be a teacher. So I basically just applied for PGCEs. I applied for things called skits, which are like a school-based PGCE because they like them because you're based in a school because you get really good hands-on experience. I'd got offers from 3 different places and basically I accepted one. So by like, it's quite early on, wasn't it? By like the April, I think, or maybe even before then.
It was very early.
March.
It was very early.
Yeah, I'd sign myself up to doing a PGCE, which is a postgraduate certificate of education, if you didn't know. So it's what you have to do to be a qualified teacher in the UK. And I was basically accepted on a course to start in September. So that's what I was going to do. So I went through third year and I was like, well, that's great because I've got a plan for September.
And you guys don't know Ellie as well as maybe the people around her do, but like Ellie would have been such a good teacher. Like Ellie is literally made for teaching. Like it was your kind of career, but I don't think it's the right time. But that doesn't mean it won't always be. But as a person, I think you have to be a special kind of person to be a teacher. And you definitely have that quality. So when you did say it in third year, I was like, oh my God, yeah. In fact, you said it to me in first year. Like I was like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I always would say to people that I did a geography degree because it was a national curriculum subject and I really think it will help me when I go on to teaching, and it gives me the scope to be able to be a secondary school teacher. So yeah, so it was all kind of just set in stone, and I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want. Like, everybody said to me, literally, there's not one person, if I'm gonna like toot my own trumpet, there's not one person that didn't agree that it was the career for me.
Because I still think, I think it's just a personality type. I think you just have to be a good teacher, you have to have this special kind of personality type, and I could never. It's not me, but it is you. And just because you're not doing it doesn't take away that you would have been really good at that job.
But then, if you haven't gathered already, I am no longer doing it. I had a bit of a wobble a couple months ago now. I'd say, like, it was kind of around my birthday, wasn't it? It was a bit before then, so it's May time. I was just sort of like, I am not sure if I'm actually ready for this, because the problem with the teaching year, the training year, is it is very hard work. It's very hands-on, and because I'd chosen to do it in a school-based programme, so in a skit, I was expected to be in between like 9 and 5, Monday to Friday, in the school. But I was also, I remember one of the ladies said to me, she was like, you will be taking work home. Like, you're not going to be done at 5. Like, it's work to do when you get home. It's a difficult year. And I knew that. I was like, it's fine. I get it. It's going to be a really, really hard year. But you have to pay like 10 grand to do the course, like, or like 9.5 or whatever. And you don't get paid for it. So it's like a lot of hard work for a training year. And I just kind of feel like I'm a bit burnt out.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just not ready to go and do that. And also, the great thing about teaching is once you've done that year, you're in. Like, that's your career. Like, you know, I'd be offered a job and that'd be it. I'd be a teacher. I think it would be quite hard to get out then if I wasn't sure then. Yeah. Whereas now, I don't know, I just sort of made the decision that I think it's a good time to take a bit of a break.
It will always be there. Yeah. That's the thing with teaching. It's not going to be one of those careers that dies out. We are, like, the country is always going to need more teachers and good teachers and people like you who would be good at it. But you can also do that when you are like 50. Yeah. There's no age limit on teaching, really.
Well, I would say to people that I was going to be a fully qualified teacher by the time I was 22, which is literally just under a year away now, and I just don't think that I'm ready. Also, another massive thing is, I think it's very easy when you're taking a degree that possibly isn't very vocational, like geography, to think that, do you know what, it's good, but I'm not going to use it. Do you know what I mean? Not going to use it. Don't want to use it. Like, it's useless. Blah 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 blah. But actually, I didn't even take the time to look at jobs I could do, jobs that would interest me. I kind of wanted just to kind of, I don't know, it sounds going to sound really weird, but like a 9 to 5, just like a standard job to start with, just with a bit of like structure, just so I could pick it up and leave it. Whereas I felt like the teacher training year for my first year out of uni would have just been a lot, and I just think, I don't know if I'm really ready for that. So yeah, I didn't really explore other jobs. I just didn't really look at other things. I didn't even look into masters. I fully was like, oh my god, I want to be a teacher, let's go do this. Yeah. And I actually think it's a great point in my life to actually just choose have a look,
to take a break,
explore, take a break, and I don't know, have a look at other things.
You had like tunnel vision. I think you just didn't even give your self the chance to even explore anything, and now you are exploring it. You're like, oh wait, like this does interest me and this interests me, and there are things that you can do that we're really good at and that you'll get paid to do.
Well, exactly. Like, this is the thing. Like, I just think I'm going to go and do this insanely intense year for no money. And so I'd have to living at home, and even then it doesn't cover the cost of like my fuel expenses, but there's no time to have a part-time job. I mean, there would be, but I'd be literally run ragged because it's intense. I just feel like I'm not ready, because I'd be starting literally in 2 months. Yeah. And I just think it's just not for me right now. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to have a little look. I'll keep you updated. Keep searching. Obviously, I've got a part-time job now, but like keep just taking my time. Hopefully do a bit of like travelling. Yeah. And just like take a bit of a break. For the first time, have no pressure.
I think you're in a really good position. Yeah. Where you have that option, because I feel like I don't really have that option, and I'm kind of jealous that you can just do that because you're not sure. Yeah. Like, you don't have the pressure. No. Which is nice.
No, and I've got a very supportive family, and very supportive. I don't mean that like you haven't. That really followed
my family
on
now. Like, my family are like, what?
That followed on really wrong. Kez's family are
they're very
amazing people. Yeah. I've got a really supportive family who were like, yeah, Els, like, you really need to, like, no. they completely agreed that it wasn't really right. I just do feel extremely, I don't know, I actually don't feel old enough to do that kind of job with that much responsibility. I think it's for me in like 5 years time maybe.
But it will always be, that's the thing, like that job in teacher training, it's always going to be an option. It's never not going to be. And the fact that you got into it now with like no experience of the real world, like coming straight out of uni, you got into like 3 PGCEs. So like in 5 years and 10 years, even if you did it when you were 40, you'll have so much more life experience. And you're obviously going to get accepted because you've got a degree now. Like you've done the degree, and like you do deserve time to just chill. And you don't, if you don't need to put pressure on yourself, why would you? Like I would say to anyone that has the option to just have some time to chill, to definitely chill, unless obviously the thing that's being presented to you is maybe like a once in a lifetime crazy opportunity. Well, but I'm saying your PGCE is very accessible. It will still be there this time next year.
Day. Like they were like, at the moment the government's so desperate for teachers that they actually would take anybody on. If you want to be a teacher, go for it.
No, don't downplay it. It is really good that you got into it, but I'm just saying that that will always be there, and it's not going to be an option. And to have the luxury of just staying at home for a bit and just chilling and sorting out what you want to do.
I'm very lucky. Like I'm very grateful and lucky that my parents like are allowing me to come home and like just kind of like get my shit together. Basically, is the best way of, and like putting myself first. Actually, you know, like, and just kind of, I think also because it was set in stone and I was doing it and I was going. It was kind of like, I think I just got scared as well. I think I was like, oh my God, I'm not ready. I want to live at home and be looked after. And like, I just want to I wanted to look at other things. I think there is also, I feel like I could be good at other things. Do you know what I mean? But I never even looked at them. Whereas I can look into them now while I'm young and full of life and free. And then do teaching afterwards. Whereas I don't think it's as easy to be a teacher and leave. I think it's very much a career that you could get stuck in. And that's fine when you're older. But I think teaching almost is suited to older people. I think if you were a secondary school teacher at 22, I think you'd struggle more. I just think it's like a hard environment because some of the kids that would be in that school would be like 18. And then it's just like, I think you're literally 4 years older than them.
So I think you'll flourish more maybe in another career, like you said, when you're younger.
I just think as well, while I have no responsibility, really, that's the time when I need to be exploring. Do you know what I mean? Like, teaching's going to be a great job when I'm like a mum and I want, you know, great
good
holidays
hours.
And like, you know, I think that'll be great then. I just don't think, I don't have any of that right now and I'm not going to have it for years. So I just think that like, so I did drop out. I did the whole resigning thing, did the whole pulling away my application thing, and now I'm just a little petrol station worker.
Just floating. But I just think it's a good job for you, it's just not the right time.
Exactly. But it's obviously quite daunting to realise that. But it's okay.
But I think it's great. It's really big of you to realise that and to say it and to do it. I think you could very easily have just gone and been like, fuck, like, I mean,
it was mainly my parents. I literally sat down with them one day and I was literally like, I am actually not keen. Like, I don't think how I worded it, but I was like, guys, I don't think I'm sure that this is what I want to do. And my dad was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. And they just kind of were like, yeah. It was like they kind were proud of me for getting it and wanting to do it and would have loved to have been like, oh yeah, our daughter's a teacher. But I think they were like, no, Els, like, you need to chill.
Which is good. It's good that they were just like, chill, look for some jobs. It's good.
So I'm back in the sort of
the
not
dunno
sure
stage.
What's going on stage. But it's quite nice, really. I don't mind it, whereas I think people don't like it. But yeah.
Okay, so that's Ellie's post-uni stress. And now, if you weren't stressed enough, here's mine.
We're about to hear Kez's. So, Kez, what is your plan? Like, what did you decide to do? Obviously, like, have you got anything lined up? Like, fill us in. So,
basically, I was pretty much, my story starts off with the same as Ellie's, but I didn't have Ellie had she knew she wanted to be a teacher at the time. I have nothing. Like, I have nothing. I've got nothing. I'm very like, I think I'm good at things. Like, I wouldn't say I was bad at things. I think I'm like creative. I think I'm academic, but I just don't think I'm extremely academic, and I don't think I'm extremely creative, and I don't think I'm extremely good at anything. Like, I don't think there's like a field or like a niche that I'm just like.
Well, no, there isn't yet. You haven't found it yet.
I haven't found it yet.
Yeah. So it's not that it doesn't exist. It's just you don't know.
Yeah, but I felt like that since I was younger. Like, you know, in school, even in like primary school, and they'd be like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'd be like,
"Have you never thought had any?"
I used to want to be a midwife, but I now have like an extreme fear of sick. And like, I just can't. I think also being a midwife takes a special kind of person, and that's not me.
I can imagine you just being like, "Oh my god, can you just push, please?"
Fucking push.
Yeah.
Just like, what are you doing?
How are you not understanding?
Yeah, I'm saying just push, and you're just not.
You're not listening.
So yeah, it's just not. It wasn't for me. That one I quickly realised as I grew up was not for me. Also, the night shifts, I wouldn't be very good. I'd be like falling asleep.
Yeah.
With the dad. I'd be like,
yeah, you and the dad.
Yeah. So like, it's not for me. That wasn't for me. I quite liked dancing, but I was never I wasn't amazing at it. Do you know what I mean? I was just never.
Well, even I thought I knew what I wanted, and clearly that's not worked out that way.
Yeah,
So it
but it's funny, as a person, I'm quite like, I love a plan, but it's been something in my life that I've never known what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But what I did want to do when I left uni was not move back to Plymouth straight away. So I love Plymouth. I think Plymouth's amazing. I want to have kids there. I want to raise a family there. Like, it's so homey, and it is my home.
You grew up there, yeah.
I grew up there. I love it. But it's not somewhere where I want to go back to. And I think I had this idea of what leaving uni would be like, which maybe it isn't. But I was just like, if I go back to Plymouth, I'll get a job there and I'll be stuck there. And I just kind of want to experience a new city. So where we went to uni was beautiful, but it's not city, is it? It's not.
You can't know, yeah. Like, it's not. It hasn't got.
It
the
was
same
Plymouth
vibe
in Wales.
Yeah,
so.
like you've not got the same vibe as like London or like
Yeah.
Bristol, and I feel like that is something that we miss. Like, kind of like proper city living. Like, we loved Swansea. Like, it was amazing and great and the best place, and I would not have changed where I went to uni.
No, I'm so glad we went to uni there, but I at the time, like when I went to uni, I was not ready to be like chucked into a big city at all. I'm so glad, because it was like Plymouth but just Welsh, which was nice, and I met amazing people there, but I just wanted a big city.
Yeah.
So we went to London on the occasional tourist trip, and also it's just so expensive. Like, realistically, I couldn't afford to be happy and live in London.
No.
That's just not going to happen, especially when I don't know what career I want to do, and I've got qualifications but I don't have experience. It would just be hard. To be honest, it's not even my scene anymore.
No.
London, I don't think I'm like.
Cut out for
No, I'm not. It's too busy. It's too full on. I love, like, Plymouth has like the moors and the sea, and I do love that. So my next city that I really have always wanted to live in, realistically, and I wanted to go to uni here, was Bristol. So because I didn't go to uni in Bristol, I was like, I want to live in Bristol. I've always said it. That's just somewhere where I want to live, and it's not where I want to live forever. But I just thought, for my 20s, that's the place for me. That's where I want to be.
So you like kind of put that as your like.
That was in my mind.
Aim for,
Ever since, like, literally since I joined uni, like Ellie will say, like, in first year I was literally like, that's what I want to do. I want to live in Bristol. But
well, because we did talk about living together at one point, but
we did in Bristol.
Someone's replaced me.
Yeah, so then basically my boyfriend, who I then got with in second year, had a gap year, so he's now at uni in Bristol, and that means that now he will be going into his third year. And I remember saying on our first date, I just want to live in Bristol. And you know when you think, like, oh, that will never happen, like first date vibes. Yeah. And so now we're moving in together in Bristol. So that means I was like, okay, I am just so excited to move in together, and so excited to decorate it. I'm so excited to live with him.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to live in Bristol. However, that puts very much pressure on the fact that I need to get a job, because he's obviously still a student, so he's got a loan, and his parents, which will obviously help him pay the rent. But I don't have a loan anymore. I'm not a student anymore, and I can't afford Bristol rent without a job.
No.
So I go.
So you kind of put that as your priority.
Yeah.
And now it's like finding a job.
Came second, almost. I knew I wanted to live there with him, so the job was a second. But also, I think because I never had a set career in mind, I was so open. Like, I'm so open to anything.
Yeah.
If I was always like dead set on a job in London, and this only job you could only do in London, then I wouldn't have done that, because then I would have been chucking away something that I'd always dreamed of. Because I've never had a dream job since I was younger, I wasn't chucking anything away by just exploring what there was in Bristol. Off I went online, searching jobs. So I found this graduate job, paid well, looked good.
Get some qualifications.
Get some qualifications from it. So I applied. This job allowed me to start whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
So I was like,
so many benefits to it.
this is like ideal. So I had an interview. Oh, in fact, I had a phone call interview. Then I had a Zoom interview. Then I had an in-person interview. And then I had to spend the day there, like shadowing. And so then I did get the job, which was really nice. Big celebrations. Yay, got the job. I don't know whether it's nerves about the unknown of the job. The more I think about it, I would just love to be a PA.
Yeah.
So I
honestly think Kez would make the best personal assistant. Like,
yeah.
She's the most organised person you could ever meet.
Yeah.
I hope a PA is listening.
But we've been keeping options open, haven't we?
Yeah.
So,
which is fair. Like, I think everybody should do that in every job they're in.
Yeah.
Like, because you've always got to look to like better and like see what else is out there for you, and if something comes along that's better, then you should go for it. So I feel like it's always good to keep an open mind. I just do think that you keeping an open mind is a really good idea.
Yeah, because I don't know till I start the job, but I know what I'm like, and I like to do things to my like fullest capability. So like, once I've started, I'm not gonna want to stop. I'm not gonna want to quit. I'm gonna want to like work my way up. So it's really hard. So I'm in such a predicament.
I think you just need to spend like the next few weeks literally just applying to so many like PA things.
And when I'm just hoping it all comes together into a dream world and everything works out. But you can't just rely on hope at the minute, and that's all it is. And also, I'm struggling at the minute because our teachers and throughout academic like learning, we've always just been pushed for like grades, degree, and I've put my all into like my grades and my degree, and I've done the best I can, and now all they're looking for on your bloody applications is experience. But it's also hard. They can't expect you to leave uni at
with
21 years old,
I know,
with 9 GCSEs, 3 A levels, a degree, and 5 years experience in the job that you want to do. I'm like, how can you actually ask for that?
No.
But I'm really excited to move in with my boyfriend. Really excited to live in Bristol, have my own place.
Yeah,
we've bought some furniture. We've got such a bargain. We've got sofas. We've got a dining room table. We've got chairs. We've got everything.
Yeah,
we need to do an IKEA shop. I'm so excited. I'm just nervous about the job.
And you have got something lined up for the money, so
I've got something lined up. So like, it is in my current situation. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna be able to eat.
Yeah.
But I'm just scared. So yeah, I might literally love it. I might thrive.
Yeah.
Or I could take a PA job for less money and not like it.
This is the problem with your 20s, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing makes any sense. Nothing's straightforward and nothing is easy.
I just wish there was a path. And I just think that is the problem with schools and uni. And they give you you don't have any of your own initiative. You're not allowed to follow your own, like pursue your own dreams. You have to just do everything to a stupid mark scheme. And if it's not to a mark scheme, then it's not good enough.
No. Pushed out so much.
Yeah.
Like, creativity is honestly, I never really counted myself as a creative person, but I can see now the frustration that proper artistic, creative, like amazing people with great talents must feel like, because they must feel so neglected and let down by the system because they're not given the credit they deserve. And that's another thing why I'm just kind of done with education. I'm sort of just so sick of it and ready to just do something else. Yeah,
neither of us even considered masters. It wasn't even something that, because I love academic, like education. Like, I don't want to sound like a nerd, but I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
For another year, but also I couldn't. Like, I got good grades, but I don't think I could do it.
To get somewhere I wanted to be, I'd do one.
Well, yeah, because you've got the motivation behind it. But mine and Ellie's problem was that neither of us knew if I knew what I wanted to do, like you said, you'd be motivated to do it because that's the motivation driving it. But if you've got no motivation driving the reason you're doing it, then what? You won't do it properly, and there's no point. I'd rather do a master's later on in life. If there's a job that I really want that requires the master's, I'll do it then.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather save that year of funding and do it later on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's us.
That's our life.
Welcome to our life. This is honestly what I've just told you goes round in my head in circles like millions and millions of times a day. It's just stress.
Yeah.
So we hope you've enjoyed hearing about our life dilemmas.
Yeah, and we hope we've made people who don't know what they want to do feel better, because
At our misery.
I do feel like people come up to you and they're like, what are you doing in September? Oh, so what's your plan after uni?
Yeah.
And you just want to be like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Stop asking me that. Like, it's so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes people don't want to be asked that question.
Should we just like not normalise asking that question?
Yeah, that's not normalised. So I just think for people who are in the same boat or currently know that what they've got planned for September isn't for them and they want to drop out, then just do it. I actually would
just drop out.
I'm actually like a dropout, and I'm really
proud of
it,
and she's good at it. And I've just realised that we're pre-recording this. By the time this goes out, so we might even like this ending might have to have like our own little recording of like, just an
By the way,
update,
guys,
a 2-minute update.
our lives are actually together.
So by the time this goes out, if there's no update, then our situation's still the same.
Yeah.
So
we still have no plan.
we're still sat on Ellie's floor and we still don't know what we're doing.
With nothing to do at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday, on a Monday.
We don't even know what day it is. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.